Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Now we are going to discuss about the remedy of feminism in Islamic framework. Firstly, I would like to briefly talk about the concept of feminism, its origin and its development. We know this idea of feminism firstly emerged in the France in 17th century. And the idea emerges in a context of efforts to end the discrimination against women in France. And as all of we know, its founder and its proponent was a woman who is known as a writer. Her name is Mary Wollstonecraft. She published her famous book in 1722 titled by A Vindication of the Rights of Women, in which she argues in this book for the women's education. And we know it has mainly three kind of waves in history. First of the wave was the right to vote, and the second one was the right to equal payment, and the third and last one was the movement against the patriarchy. The word patriarchy means a society in which it has the male dominance. And after this kind of three waves, the concept of feminism spread to different levels and raised many of related ideas like cultural feminism, socialist feminism, liberal feminism, and Islamic feminism. The Islamic feminism is a concept which describing our Quran and Hadith in a way of feminist. But we would like to discuss about this topic, and firstly I am welcoming the Muhammad Safwan from Oxford University. He is a Islamic study professor. And our respected one, Khaja Hussain, he is a Hadith professor from Zaytuna University. And our beloved one, Mr. Munir, he is a professor from our Cambridge University. He is a philosopher professor. And our respected one, Hafiz Midlaj, he is a Quranic scholar from Azhar University. Inshallah, we are going to discuss this topic. First of all, as a Islamic study professor, what do you think about the Islamic feminism, and what is the necessity of it in this current situation?
The Islamic feminism is a form of feminism concerned with the role of women in Islam. It aims for the full equality of all Muslims in public and private life, regardless of gender. Islamic feminists advocate women's rights, social justice, and gender equality grounded in an Islamic framework. Although rooted in Islam, the movement pioneers have also utilized secular, Western, and otherwise non-Muslim feminist discourses, and have recognized the role of Islamic feminism and part of integrated global feminist movement. I think that Islam has made just a intervention in all things by considering the different gender of man and woman. I think the kind of ideas that confuse these ideas are irrelevant.
Okay, we will be come back to you. Now, as a Quranic scholar, what do you think about the anti-woman verses of Quran and the anti-woman attitude of the Quran?
Actually, from my experience, I realized that, as we all know, that the Quran is a manuscript that I have truthfully for the religion of Islam, and we all are the followers of Islam. And the misinterpretation about the Quran by the people who don't know about to interpret anything, they made the criticism about the Quran and its verses. Then, although they taught the community about the misleadings of the Quran. And let me share a small example. If we go through the Quran, in the Surah Nisa, we can see that Kawwamuna. In the ayat, Ar-Rijalu Kawwamuna al-Nisa bima fallallahu ba'aluhum ala ba'al. The word Kawwamuna is denoted, and the persons who don't know about the Quran and the verses of the Quran and its meaning, they are promoting by the community about the word is dominating the power over the woman by the man. They arguing that the man is the Quran itself saying that the man is more powerful than the woman. The domination of power is showing in Quran. But from my experience and the beloved ones, we can say that the Quran is denoting by the Kawwamuna is to take care about the woman or look after the woman by anything. Then not only this, we can see so many examples in the rest of the Quran. In the another ayat, we can say that every gender, even it's woman or man, we can see the responsibility equally and partially. Even some matters can only do by men, some can only by woman. It's my opinion about this criticism is the way of approaching the Quran and interest in the Quran, how we manage the meaning of the Quran is the problem.
Right? Okay, next we are going to the Professor Khaja Hussain. As a Hadith scholar, what do you think about the Prophet's perspective in this matter? Is the Prophet's perspective anti-human or not?
Prophet always spoke only from the side of justice. He has never had any attitude of imposing male supremacy. For example, one man come and asked, "Who should I love more?" The Prophet replied 3 times, "Your mother." And after it replied, "Your father." All this indicates that the Prophet never adopted anti-woman attitudes and always treated women the respect. There was another important thing we must note. There was only man in history who gave the right life for women in the dark age.
Okay, inshallah. Nextly, as a philosopher, what do you think about what is your opinion in this matter?
In the fact, the word sex reference to biological difference and the word gender reference to cultural difference. Even if we look at the both things, what is woman and man are definitely 2 different concepts. There are no special power of one over the other. Both have their one value and social responsibility and must move forward. Both being 2 claim them for complete equality is meaningless. Ideas like radical feminism that are so out of touch with the fundamental issue women face our frustration.
So we have discussed about this concept and we are going to conclude. We got a clear and proper idea about the concept of feminism and the ideology of feminism and how does the Islam defend and what is the remedy of feminism in this matter. We have discussed about through the Quranic verses and the hadiths. We got a proper idea and I think that the time is getting finished. I would like to conclude my words. Inshallah, Assalamu alaikum